Here we go. Whew. A little bit of a breather now. Carry on. It is still on Skullcap, and it is a cold day. 31. And I parked, and we just came up that nasty climb, which on a good day when it's dry and no leaves is very tough, but leaves and wet ground, it's zero chance I was gonna even come close to getting up it. But today we're on what's considered gap side in the Poverty Creek trail system. So if you're coming from the upper lot, you go Poverty Creek up Royale, and it dumps you on Prickly Pear, which you skipped today. The Prickly Pear will lead you over to Skullcap, which is this, go over to Trillium, and then we can go up Poverty Creek to Indian Pipe. So, if you like to punish yourself with rocky technical climbs and descents, this is the side to ride on. And generally it stays a bit drier than the rest of the system. Poverty Creek being pretty low to the creek water line, but this is pretty high up. You can see it's still covered in leaves. None of the leaves are wet, so it can be pretty treacherous if you're not careful. But the descents are fun. Climbs are tough. But some people like that. I do not. Alright. I personally brought my tires up a bit more to ride over here. Which doesn't help with traction, but I've got flats. I've gotten a few flat fronts over here. I'm running tubeless front right now. A couple creek crossings in a few places. And a couple technical climbs. Not gonna make that. It's the wrong gear. Okay. Let's see if I can shift. There's a bunch of these little areas where you get a little bit of climb and then tossed into some rocky sections. So you gotta kind of maintain speed and be in the right gear, and I never am. But if you go, let's see, if you go from the parking lot, Poverty Creek up Royale, Prickly Pear, Skullcap, Trillium, Indian Pipe, back on Poverty Creek, it's only about 10, 11 miles. That's a tough 10, 11 miles. Where if you go Poverty Creek out to the same point and back, it's about the same distance, but infinitely easier, technically speaking. You can do it a lot quicker. You can also, when we get to Poverty Creek, instead of going up to Indian Pipe, you can skip it, go to the end of Poverty Creek, which is very technical as well. Not quite like this, but it's pretty tough. I would probably put sections of it at Black Diamond, considering Prickly Pear and all that is as well. All right, so here's Trillium. Here we start with a climb. Oddly enough, it's sandy, and then it just transitions into rocky. Let's go, easy gear. I find, at least going this direction, The climbs on Trillium are easier than Skullcap, the same direction. Whew. I need to catch my breath. Too many layers on. So if you want to enjoy the downhill the most, then go this direction, which is basically from I guess Poverty Creek, like Royale side, away from the pond. Okay. All right. I pause here. Wait for Kevin to catch up. Okay. Now we got the downhill. So if you come the other way, you got to come up this. Personally, I think this kind of sucks. But this way, a couple of these root washout drops. Definitely rocky. I wouldn't call this super technical from like a perspective of some of the other stuff that's around here in the trail system, but you definitely have to pay close attention to your lines because a lot of the rocks are jagged. But the descent's pretty short. And we're gonna go up here. I think that's probably it for the sort of most technical section on Trillium. It's a few more bits, but it's a bit shorter than Skullcap. So one more downhill, a little bit more rooty, and then climb out. So see, not really any rocks here, just the roots and the washouts. It gets a bit narrower in other parts of the trail, and the leaves do not help. There's got a roll section here, but gotta be careful. Little creek crossing. I like to go to this side, try to keep my feet dry, and then a little bit more rock. So you can certainly go through here faster, but that's pretty much the end of the technical descents, and there's a climb. It's coming up. That one's pretty easy. Get through this, and then climb with a switchback. Up. And then I'm going to sit down, easy gear. So the problem now this time of year is the leaves. Yeah, just really don't have the traction. Go this way. So this isn't bad, but yeah, it sucks if you're not ready for it. Yeah. My battery's almost dead, so I'm gonna cut it here.